Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Selena Clark, and let's be honest, these days conversations about dating focus so much on red flags that we almost forget. Green flags exist too. And more importantly, a lot of men don't actually realize when they are the green flag. Women pick up on things you might not even know that you're doing. So today, I'm going to walk you through 6 signs that you're not just state, but genuinely boyfriend material in the eyes of women. From a woman's perspective, and as always, this isn't about being perfect. It's about the subtle behaviors that signal emotional maturity, stability, and long-term potential. Number 1, you take initiative without being controlling. One of the biggest unspoken green flags is initiative. Not pushiness, not control, just initiative. This shows up in ways you might think are small things, like you make a plan for a date instead of saying, "I don't know, what do you want to do?" Or you follow up with her after you see her. You handle little tasks without being asked. Women notice when a man creates clarity instead of confusion. It signals leadership, reliability, and emotional groundedness. What women find attractive here isn't dominance. It's the idea that you're someone who can step up, take action, and make her feel like things are moving forward instead of floating around in uncertainty. This is shockingly rare today, so if you naturally step forward instead of waiting her to carry the whole dynamic, that is such a green flag, and it does not go unnoticed. And there's another everyday example of how the little things matter more than you think. You know how shaving is always that one part of your routine that still kind of sucks? There's actually a reason for that. Cartridge razors flex, which means the blade angle shifts as you shave your skin, has to compensate for that tiny wobble. And that's where the redness and irritation comes from. Today's sponsor, Henson, eliminates that problem. The blade stays locked in place instead of bending around your face. And clinical testing shows up to 4 times less redness and irritation compared to the big cartridge brands. Not magic, just precision. And something I hear all the time from people who switch is that it's the first razor where they don't need all the little workaround tricks just to avoid irritation. It's not luxurious, it's just correct. No subscription, no plastic, no gimmicks, just a razor that finally behaves the way that it should. You can try it at HensonShaving.com, Courtney Ryan, or use the code Courtney Ryan to get 100 blades 2 years worth free with your razor. Just make sure both are in your cart. Number 2, you have a calm, regulated energy. A lot of guys underestimate how powerful this is. Women gravitate towards men whose presence feels safe, steady, and consistent. The opposite of chaotic. If you're the kind of person who doesn't overreact, doesn't get defensive, easily handles stress without taking it out on other people, communicates instead of exploding, you are someone that great women want to build a life with your emotional baseline. Absolutely matters. No one wants to feel like they're walking on eggshells around you 24/7. If you're the kind of man whose calm energy can de-escalate situations instead of inflate them, you are going to stand out immediately. That calmness communicates you are safe here. And safety is one of the biggest predictors of long-term compatibility. It is so important that a woman feels safe around you. And from a woman's perspective, I truly cannot emphasize this enough. Number 3, you're accountable for your words and actions. As we probably know, accountability is rare from both men and women. So this is one of the clearest signs that you are boyfriend material. You're accountable when you do things like apologize without blaming it on someone else. You follow through on your commitments. You admit when you don't know something, you own your mistakes instead of flipping it on her. A lot of men think accountability makes them look weak for some reason, but to women, it actually signals strength, maturity, and emotional intelligence. If you have the ability to look at yourself honestly and then adjust accordingly, that tells a woman that she can trust you to work through things instead of running away or shutting down when things get hard. A man who is accountable is a man that she's going to feel like she can grow with long-term relationship potential. Number 4, you create emotional openness without oversharing. This is a green flag that does not get talked about enough. Great women do not want a guy who is emotionally shut down, but they also don't want someone who trauma dumps, unloads everything, or uses vulnerability as a way to get attention or sympathy. A true green flag guy sits somewhere right in the middle. He can share his feelings without spiraling. He can talk about his past without making it her responsibility. He expresses interest and affection without being clingy. He listens just as much as he shares. You would be shocked at how rare balanced emotional openness is. So if you can communicate your emotions in a grounded and healthy way, women not only will see you as safe, but someone who genuinely just gets it. This is a huge sign that you're boyfriend material and a green flag. Number 5, you're intentional instead of accidental. This is one of the biggest differentiators between someone who is just fun to talk to versus someone that women see a real future with. Intentionality shows up in small but meaningful ways. You're consistent with your effort. Your actions match what you say. You're not hot and cold. You know what you want and you act accordingly. When your behavior is intentional, not random, it shows emotional stability and long-term potential. The great women out there are exhausted by mixed signals and half-interests, as I'm sure you great guys are too. So when they meet a man who is genuinely intentional with his effort, even if he's still figuring things out, He's going to stand out in a huge way. Intentional men communicate value, respect, and reliability. So if you're intentional about how you show up for yourself too, not just for other people, that is a major green flag. Number 6, you make her life feel easier, not harder. This one might be the biggest sign of all. When a woman says that a man is boyfriend material, what she often means is my life feels calmer, happier, and more supported, with him in it. Now, this doesn't mean that you fix everything for her. It doesn't mean that you carry all the responsibilities. It doesn't mean that you pay for all her things. It just means that you are someone who communicates clearly, resolves issues instead of always being the one who is creating them. Supports her goals, not competes with them. Adds joy, humor, peace, or stability, doesn't drain her energy. You're someone who contributes, not someone who complicates. If your presence in a woman's life makes things feel smoother, steadier, and more aligned, that is a massive green flag. And as I always say on my channel, relationships should be additive to your life. They should make your life better in some way. They should certainly not make your life worse. So if you naturally show these 6 traits, even if you're not perfect, you are already ahead of most men in the dating pool, and you are certainly more of a green flag than you probably even realize. So guys, that's all I have for this one. If you liked it or found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to be in the loop for when I release new content. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. What are some other things that you think make men and women green flags? I would love to hear from you guys down below if you haven't already. Also, be sure to follow me over on Instagram at Courtney Selena Clark. I love connecting with all of you guys over on there as well. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.